everyone, welcome back to another Transformers toy review. Today we're going to take a look at Cyclonus. This is from the Transformers Kingdom line, from the War of Cybertron trilogy. Cyclonus is a Voyager figure from the Kingdom line, so a Decepticon. So we've got Autobots, Decepticons, and Maximals, Predacons all kind of thrown in together. Yeah, an updated version. The last Cyclonus that we saw was from Combiner Wars. I do have him here as a bit of a comparison. So size-wise, you know, not far off. I do also have the Takara one, which is closer in colour to this one. But it's got a bit more of a sheen on it. But as you can see straight away, this one's got, you know, a load more kind of kibble and stuff on the back of it. I mean, you can tidy away the wings like that. This one's pretty clean as you sort of look around the back of it. The Combiner Wars one also doesn't have any tilt on the feet or anything else like that. And as we come to look through at this one, you'll see that this one, in my opinion, is a much better figure. So there's Cyclonus there on his own. You can see just like that, he does. He's fairly easy to pose, and look, he looks very much like the cartoon version, an updated version. You know, the ears, you know, a little bit longer, like you see in the cartoon. He's even got light piping, which is a bit of a thing they've stopped doing recently. I don't mind it every now and again. With this one, it works quite well. Here he is alongside Scourge. So this is the kind of Titans Returns one. So it does look a little bit diddy, but I think Cyclonus is probably meant to be a little bit taller than him. What I'll probably do is when we get the 84 Scourge coming from the movie line, I'll probably have him in as Scourge and then have these guys as the sweeps, who are a little bit smaller. And do it that way. And again, you could do that with Cyclonus and have him. Cyclonus used to have some other Cyclonus, one other, I think, type figures in with him. So you could have one of these in with him if you wanted to. I'll probably just have Cyclonus on his own. And here he is alongside Galvatron. And actually that colour scheme, the two of them, does kind of go quite well. I know there's going to be a Galvatron figure coming in one of the lines. I think it's going to be Kingdom or a little bit further down the road. Certainly they've got plenty of pictures of him, so you'd imagine he'd be in there somewhere along the line. And here he is with one of the sort of more up-to-date figures, so Megatron and Voyager there, so some good scale. The box, just to show you that quickly. Great artwork there. Cyclonus rushing into battle on kind of an Earth type planet. Vehicle mode at the top there, looks nice. Decepticon symbol at the top. Kingdom type poster featuring the golden disc there. So that's clearly going to be part of the storyline, and all of the other figures we are hoping to get. And then on the back there, Cyclonus in his robot mode with all the lovely green graphics, and his vehicle mode, this kind of Cybertronian jet type thing. 34 steps of transformation, and it's a pretty cool transformation, I'd have to say. And in there as well, I'll just dig out, he's got his instructions, got all the normal bits and pieces. I didn't need him really, and you do get another card, but guess what, I got another Black Arachnia. Yeah, so I don't know what the deal is there. So I've now opened is it 2 deluxes? No. 2 Voyagers and 1 deluxe, I think. and got 3 Cyclonus ones. So yeah, a little bit annoying, but yeah, I don't know if that's a thing with everyone or it's just like a potluck thing. I'm really not sure about that one. So right, let's adjust the camera and we'll take a look at Cyclonus in a bit more detail. As you see, he's got the light piping there, which comes across pretty well. The head, there's all sorts of articulation on him, and you can look down a fair way, up all the way, side to side a little bit, and the head rotates around. As I mentioned, got the light piping at the back there, paint on the kind of like bunny ears, if you like, Decepticon symbol on the front here. You've got a couple of places where you can add blast effects. You know that he's kind of been shot at down here as well on his leg, like so. And then you've got various ports where you can add extra weapons, whatever those might be. So you know, normally it might be weaponizers, but you can add guns to his legs, shoulders, underneath as well if you want to. So you can armor him up all over, and then there's another port on the back there as well. Speaking of the back of the figure, he does tidy up pretty well. You know, and looking at the robot mode, you kind of think, oh crikey, where does everything come from? But it's all kind of hidden away in the chest there, which is really nice. You get some more translucent plastic in here as well, and some grey paint across there, more kind of silver paint in here, and on the legs here as well. I say it's silver, it's kind of got slightly sort of rose gold kind of tint to it, and then you've got this kind of purple metallic paint on the knee pads, and looks like translucent plastic in the middle, or an even different colour purple in the middle there potentially. Paint on the feet there as well, and these tips, and that's pretty much it. Of course, the face is painted there as well. In terms of articulation, there's plenty of it. I showed you the head. The arms go out like that, which is a really neat way of doing it. So this bit stays like that, and it just comes up, and then it shows all of these kind of like robot bits underneath here. I thought that's a really clever way of doing it. The arm rotates all the way around as well. Elbow up to there, swivel at the bicep. The hands also, I think, rotate around. Do they? Yeah, they rotate. You do get waist articulation as well. That does go all the way around, so that's good. No paint on these bits. Yeah, slight little thing. Legs go up to the front there, out to the back, and all the way out to the side. Swivel at the top there. You know, obviously, depending on how you do it, it does kind of break the sculpt a little bit. And then there's a bend at the knee. You can do it like that. However, there's a great big gap in there. So if you want, you can get it further back, but it opens up this great big gap hole in the knee there. So you're probably better off kind of having it deeper in there and just sort of bending it a certain amount and just kind of holding the knee in there like that. However you want, really. And then the foot moves forward and back a bit, and it kind of comes out as far as there in terms of a tilt. So it's a fair bit. And then you've got some more kind of spots down at the bottom here where you can plug in other kind of weaponizers and things like that. And he holds his gun just fine. Just a normal, it's again kind of silver paint on this purple plastic, apart from the handle, and because of the way they've done it, it slots in really nicely into there. And you can add the blast effects on the end. like so. So yeah, that all works very well indeed. Right then, let's get him transformed. I'm just going to pop him down here quickly and let's get him transformed. Right then, okay, first off, pop his gun to the side, so we won't need that for now. The arms, you can open those up, probably best to push out the arms, and they rotate around like so, and then close up. So then push the fist up, rotate it around, close that up like so. This is going to come out like that. The wings come out and slot in like that. That is going to fold over, and that then plugs into there. The instructions may kind of do things in a different order. This is just kind of the way that I did it when I was playing around with the figure. So entirely up to you, whatever you think is easiest or best for you. Then plug that into there. Let's do some of the leg bits. So the legs, they open up. Is it here? Ah, yeah, it opens up here. So it's kind of like a combiner wars thing. In terms of you push the leg down in there, and then this bit slots over it like that. So it's quite a clever way of doing it. So it opens up like that. Push the foot in like so. Cover it up like that. Come around to here. Straighten up the legs a little bit. I'm not going to push them in yet. I'm just going to sort out the arm bits and the cockpit section. So you're going to pull these out away from you like so. This bit then is going to come back. So you just want to move these out of the way so you can see where everything's tucked up in here. And then I think this comes forward as well. You can swivel that around like that, so little bunny ears go in there. You can then close this bit back down for now. This then is going to open up at the top here, and it's kind of like a Russian doll thing where each one opens up the next bit. Close that in. This one then opens up again. You got your last little one, and the last one is a little bit tricky, so you might just want to get something just underneath it just to pull out the tip there of the jet and just close that down, and then you pop that down like that. This end swivels around like so. On the instructions it just says to leave these bits like this for now, and then the legs kind of do a combiner wars thing where they kind of fold into here. Get it right. Yeah. So I've done it right on one side, so let's try this on the side. So you almost want to push this bit towards you like that first before there we go. Takes a little bit of messing around. Plug these bits together, push that in like that, and then it's a case of swiveling this around like so. Swivel around. These bits close up. Now last time I couldn't quite get them to sit flush, so let's get them, push them down. Yeah, I've still not managed to quite master that, so And then these bits plug in either side like that. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, so I've got a bit of a gap on mine, this bit here. I'm not looking at the instructions, it seems like this kind of sits tight to the body, but I can't see that these legs that plugs in any further than that. Seems like there's a gap. In fact, I think, looking at it, I thought, oh, maybe there's supposed to be a bit of a gap, like an intake thing, and it probably looks better where there's a little bit of a gap in there. But I don't know. Like on the when you look at the figure on here, this fit, you know, it closes in real tight, but I don't know. I can't seem to get that to go in, especially on one side, any tighter than that. So I kind of, when I've got it on display, I've probably got these bits out a little bit more just to even it up, so it looks like they've got these kind of intake bits coming in either side. But it's a really sleek looking jet mode. You've got the translucent pieces here for the cockpit section. You've got the sort of narrower bit here at the end, very much like he was in the cartoon. All purple, rather than the toy that had the silver for these bits here. And then I think you can peg in the gun. Now again, on the on here, it shows it kind of right at the back here, but there isn't a hole there, so I can only think it's supposed to go on there. So I'll just double check on the instructions. Yeah, and it shows it in that little gap there as well. So I think that is how it's supposed to go on the top here. I think I'll probably have it take this off, but it's a very sleek looking jet mode. I'll do a quick comparison against the kind of Combiner Wars one, if I can remember how to do it all. So I'm just going to transform the Combiner Wars one just quickly off camera. But if I remember correctly, it's quite, the jet mode actually wasn't too bad, but it's kind of just had everything going on underneath. And the trouble with Combiner Wars 1 was that although it was good at the time, obviously you're trying to be all these different things. You're trying to be a good robot mode, good vehicle mode, and then on top of it, then have be good on the kind of combined mode front as well. But I did enjoy the toy at the time, so cannot grumble too much about it. So right, that is him transformed. So just bringing the two in. So the Kingdom one is slightly bigger, width-wise. Don't know, they're about the same. On the top of it, this one looks okay. I think this one's nailed the overall form of it in terms of the front bit is a lot longer and sleeker with the end bit, whereas this one kind of looks a bit more like a proper jet, but then it's got all of this underneath. So this one does tidy away a lot nicer, the new one. This one does also have landing gear, I should say. Just fold out underneath. Just knackering my nails doing this. Yeah, I mean, I never really used landing gear and stuff on these figures, but I guess it's one of those things that if it's not there, people say, oh, there's no landing gear on this jet. Yeah, the only nitpick is this bit here that I cannot get to sit flush. So let's try that once more just to see if we can do that. No, it just doesn't. Cannot get that to sit flush in there. And I cannot see if it's supposed to click into anywhere. You've got these notches here, but they don't actually attach to anything that I can see. Yeah, you were thinking kind of like, oh, that should plug in there, but yeah, it doesn't. So kind of just have to get that in there. It's quite a solid connection to here. That clicks in real nice, but not the other bits. Say it's not quite even as well. So that's the annoying thing about it. It's a little bit more on one side than it is the other. I can get around it by kind of pulling out the other side a little bit and just kind of evening it up a little bit, but I can't do it the other way where I can push one side in more than the other. But that's probably about as good as I'm going to get it to make it look even on both sides. If anyone's got this figure and has managed to get it to sit nice and flush, let me know. If there's a little knack or trick to doing it, yeah, I'd be interested in that. In vehicle mode as well, lots of paint. These bits actually are painted, as well as the dark purple on the wings. These kind of silvery rose gold sort of bits as well. The silver in here, dark purple down here. Yeah, it's just a very well done figure, I think. I would like to have the gun port like a little bit further back and maybe have it there. That's a real nitpick though. And you've got loads of other ports where you can put in guns underneath as well. Potentially you could pop a little target master up there if you wanted to. Loads of different options. Loads of different options. He's a really good figure and fun to transform. Definitely recommend him. If you see him, go out and grab him. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.